Before you close your eyes tonight, take a deep breath with me, not just to relax, but to remember. Remember who brought you through this day, the one who gave you strength when you felt weak, the one who remained constant when everything else around you shifted. This is not just the end of a date, it is a holy invitation to pause, to reflect, and to return your heart to the one who never left your side. Psalm 4:8 says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." That's not just a poetic verse, it's a promise, and it's yours tonight. You are not stepping into the darkness alone. The God of peace surrounds you. The God of light walks with you, even into the quiet hours. Even if the world feels unsteady, God's presence remains a steady anchor for your soul. Let your last words tonight not be worry, but worship. Not fear, but faith. Let the final sound before sleep not be the noise of your thoughts, but the stillness of trust. Because gratitude is not something we reserve for perfect days, it's what we offer on hard days, too, especially on hard days. Gratitude isn't about ignoring pain. It's about acknowledging that God is greater than what you face today. So even if your heart feels heavy, even if this day held more questions than answers, give God the final word. Whisper thank you into the silence. Because when you end your day with gratitude, you begin your night in peace. And when peace enters your night, hope greets your morning. And hope, my friend, is how we rise again stronger and more anchored than before. This moment is sacred. Not because everything is still, but because your spirit is choosing to be still. And God meets you there. Let this prayer be the bridge between chaos and calm, between what was and what is coming. You are not alone. And tonight, you don't need to strive. You just need to rest in Him. Rest, knowing you are seen, known, and deeply loved by your Creator. Tonight is not just about saying a few words before bed, it's about engaging in something sacred. This isn't a ritual to cross off your list. It's a divine exchange. A moment where heaven touches earth and your burdens meet the heart of a loving Father. You are not here by accident. This prayer is not just background noise. It's an open door into God's presence, a presence that is eager to comfort, restore, and renew. If you've been feeling the weight of the day, know this: you're not alone. Maybe you've been wrestling with thoughts that won't quiet down, or emotions you can't explain. Maybe your soul has been tossing and turning long before your head ever hit the pillow. But God sees all of it, and He invites you to lay it down. Every worry, every regret, every silent frustration that never made it into words, He hears it all. He offers peace in exchange for your anxiety, joy in exchange for your heaviness, faith for your fear, rest for your weariness. You don't have to carry what you were never meant to hold. Let go tonight, not just mentally, but spiritually. Speak it aloud or whisper it in your heart. God, I release it to you. He is not asking you to fix it. He's simply asking you to trust Him with it. You see, gratitude is a spiritual shift. It's how we reset our perspective. When we give thanks even in the middle of uncertainty, we invite God to move in ways we didn't expect. We declare with our praise that He is still in control, even when life feels out of it. And it's in those declarations, quiet as they may be, that chains begin to fall. Stay with this prayer. Don't just listen, participate. Let these next few minutes be holy ground. Because by the time you say amen tonight, something inside of you will shift. Not because of the words, but because of the one who hears them. The Prince of Peace is drawing near. Will you meet Him here? This is your appointment with peace. A divine moment that could change your night and your heart. Let's step into it together. Let's breathe deeply and believe fully. Because when God steps into the room, everything changes. Gratitude has a way of changing everything if nothing around you has changed. It's not just a polite response or a spiritual discipline. It's a powerful declaration that God has been faithful, and He is still working. So tonight, pause with me. Let's look back not with regret, but with recognition. Let's remember how far He's brought you. Maybe today wasn't easy. Maybe you carried more than anyone knew. But if you're here right now, breathing, praying, hoping, that's already a testimony, a sign that grace showed up again. Thank Him for the strength that carried you, even when your mind was weary and your heart felt weak. Thank Him for the battles He fought on your behalf, some you saw, and many you didn't. Gratitude helps us see the invisible blessings, the ordinary things we often overlook, the roof over your head, the food on your table, the breath in your lungs. These aren't small things, They are daily miracles dressed in simplicity. And when we begin to honor the ordinary, we open our hearts to see the extraordinary hand of God in every detail. Take a moment, whisper a thank you for the moments that made you smile, and even for the ones that stretched your faith, for the closed doors that protected you, for the delays that redirected you, for the people who showed up when you needed them most, and for the lessons you learned in solitude. God wastes nothing. He's been writing your story all along, and even the chapters you'd rather skip hold sacred sentences of His mercy. So tonight, let your gratitude speak louder than your questions. Let it rise above the noise of the day, because when your heart is full of thanks, your spirit finds rest. Gratitude is how we worship in the dark. It's how we say, God, you're still good, even when life is uncertain. And that kind of worship, it touches heaven. Let your thankfulness be the offering that rises tonight, straight into the arms of a Father who has never stopped loving you. And tomorrow, when a new day begins, let that same gratitude go before you. Let it pave the way for peace, soften your steps with trust, and remind you you are never walking alone. There's something powerful that happens when we stop holding it all together and simply surrender. Peace doesn't come when we finally solve every problem. It comes when we release what we were never meant to carry. And tonight, that's exactly what we're going to do. Lay it down. All of it. Every anxious thought that raced through your mind today. Every burden you tucked away so no one would see. Every fear you tried to silence by being strong. It's time to give it to God, because He can handle it. He's not overwhelmed by your emotions. He's not surprised by your struggles. He welcomes them. He welcomes you. He sees you, even when you feel invisible. The Bible says, in Isaiah 26:3, you will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. Peace isn't the absence of problems. It's the presence of God in the middle of them. So fix your thoughts on Him, on His faithfulness, on His promises, on His power to redeem and restore. Peace is not earned, it's received when we trust the one who holds us. Tonight, speak out what you're letting go of. Whisper it if you have to. Lord, I release my fears. I surrender my need for control. I lay down the weight I've carried all day. And as you do, let His peace wash over you like a gentle river. Let it quiet the noise in your soul and calm the storm in your heart. God is not waiting for you to be perfect. He's inviting you to be present with Him, to trade your striving for stillness, to choose trust over tension, to believe that while you rest, He is working on your behalf. The battle is not yours to fight tonight. It belongs to the Lord. Let these final thoughts carry you into rest. You are safe. You are seen. You are covered by a peace that surpasses understanding. Lay your head down, not in worry, but in worship. Not in fear, but in full faith. God is with you, and that changes everything. Let go now, and let His peace guard your heart as you sleep. Tomorrow's answers are already in His hands. Tonight, we don't just pray for ourselves, we lift up those we love. Think of their faces, whisper their names, picture them resting safely in God's arms. Whether they're near or far, God's presence knows no distance. His protection is not bound by walls, cities, or time zones. And His peace can fill every room they're in, just like it fills yours now. Pray for your family, your children, your parents, your spouse, your friends. Ask the Lord to surround them with His presence like a shield, to guard their hearts, their thoughts, their sleep, their dreams, that no weapon formed against them will prosper, that no fear will grip them, that no darkness will overtake them. Let this be a covering prayer, a spiritual embrace that reaches farther than your arms can stretch. Pray for their health, their future, their calling. Speak life over their decisions, grace over their mistakes, and protection over their journeys. Ask the Lord to walk beside them, even when you can't, to whisper wisdom into their choices, and joy into their waiting. Your words carry power, especially when spoken in love and faith. And tonight, let's also remember those who feel completely alone, those whose beds are cold, whose homes are silent, whose souls feel forgotten. You may not know their names, but God does, and He longs to draw near to the lonely, to speak into their silence, to wrap them in comfort only He can provide. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you're watching this prayer and feel like no one truly sees what you're carrying. Hear this now. God sees you. He knows your story, and He is not turned away. His love is not intimidated by your silence, your questions, or your pain. Let Him be the friend who stays when everyone else walks away. So as you pray tonight, Ask boldly, cover generously, intercede faithfully. Let your words become a shelter for someone else's heart. Because prayer travels farther than we ever could. It enters places we'll never reach and touches lives we'll never meet. That's the power of intercession. And that's the heart of God, to love beyond what we see and to reach beyond what we know. Some nights feel heavier than others. Some seasons leave you weary in ways you can't explain. And sometimes, it's not about doing more, it's about surrendering more. Tonight can be a turning point. A sacred pause where you stop striving and start trusting. A moment where your soul exhales and lets God take over. You've carried enough. The questions with no answers. The pressure to hold it all together. The silent battles no one sees, but God sees. And He's not asking you to carry them anymore. He's asking you to lay them down, every burden, every ache, every unknown. He's not waiting for you to fix it all. He's waiting for you to place it in His hands. Let this be the night you trade exhaustion for renewal. The night you stop rehearsing what went wrong and start receiving what is right, His peace, His strength, His rest. You're not surrendering in weakness. You're surrendering in wisdom. You're saying, God, I can't, but you can. There's power in that kind of surrender. It invites heaven into your circumstances. It opens the door to miracles, not because you earned them, but because God delights in showing up for His children. So tonight, whisper it again, I let go. Say it until your heart believes it. Say it until your body begins to rest in it. Breathe it in like fresh air after a long, tiring storm. This is not just sleep. This is sacred rest. The kind that restores your soul and rebuilds your hope. The kind that silences shame and speaks peace over your fears. The kind that doesn't wait for perfect circumstances, but rises in the middle of the mess and says, God is still here. Let tonight be a shift. Not because everything changes by morning, but because you are changing within it. You're choosing rest over worry, faith over fear, worship over weariness. And that choice, it changes everything. You're not just ending a long day, you're beginning a deeper trust. Let go, beloved, and let God hold you now. He's been waiting. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do at the end of the day is not to list all your worries, but to declare who your God is. Because when you remind your soul of His identity, fear begins to fade. Tonight, we speak truth over our hearts, not based on how we feel, but based on who He has always been. He is Jehovah Shalom, the Lord, who is your peace. In the chaos, He remains calm. In your confusion, He brings clarity. He is El-Ori, the God who sees you, even in the moments when no one else does. Not one tear has fallen from your eyes unnoticed. Not one sigh has escaped your lips without His attention. He is Jehovah Jireh, your provider, not just of material things, but of strength, wisdom, grace, and hope. He sees the need before you know how to name it. And He is already preparing the answer. He is Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the author of your story and the finisher of your faith. Before your first breath and beyond your last, He is there. He is the one who sat with you in your silence, the one who carried you when you couldn't walk, the one who whispered hope when you were drowning in doubt. He is holy, He is near, He is mighty, and He is kind. He is the shepherd who finds you, the rock that anchors you, and the light that leads you. Tonight, you don't have to strive to get His attention, you already have it. You don't have to perform to receive His love, it's already yours. Let your spirit rest in that truth. God isn't distant, He isn't distracted. He's present right now, right here, with you. So lift your eyes, even in the dark. Lift your heart, even if it's heavy. Lift your praise, even if it comes with tears. Because He is still worthy, He is still good, and He is still God, your Father, your refuge, your friend. Say His name aloud tonight and let every fear bow in His presence. Let every lie lose its grip. Let every doubt be silenced by His truth. Let your heart remember, He is I am. Some of you tonight are carrying pain too deep for words. Maybe it's a recent loss. Maybe it's the kind of grief that lingers, showing up when you least expect it. Maybe you've been battling anxiety, unable to find rest no matter how quiet the room is. Whatever your suffering looks like, know this: God sees you, and He is near. He's near to the brokenhearted. He binds up their wounds. He is the Father who sits beside your sorrow, who hears your cries, even when they're silent. When the tears fall without permission and the memories ache more than comfort, he doesn't turn away. He moves closer. His presence does not come with pressure, it comes with peace. If you're struggling with sleeplessness, you're not forgotten. The God who never slumbers watches over you. He doesn't just monitor your rest, he ministers to you in it. Ask him now to touch your heart, to ease the racing thoughts, to calm the panic that rises without warning. Ask him to be your shelter when your own thoughts feel like a storm. And if grief has wrapped itself around your spirit tonight, breathe and know that it's okay not to be okay. You're not expected to have it all together. You are invited to collapse into grace, to fall into the arms of the one who holds your past, present, and future with the same tender strength. You're not failing, you're feeling, and God honors that honesty. Whisper his name, speak your pain, let your brokenness be your offering. You don't have to edit your emotions in front of God. He welcomes every part of you, even the weary, wounded, and worn down parts, especially those parts. His compassion is not measured by your composure, it's stirred by your surrender. Tonight, pray not for perfection but for presence, not for answers but for nearness. Ask him to carry what you cannot, to heal what medicine cannot touch, to breathe life where you felt empty. And as you rest, may you feel his comfort like a warm blanket around your soul, reminding you, you are not alone, and you never were. There are places in your heart you've kept locked for years, wounds too deep to name, questions too painful to ask, rooms filled with disappointment, fear, and unspoken grief. But tonight, the invitation is simple. Let God in. Not just into the parts of you that look clean and composed, but into the hidden corners, the places still aching. He doesn't come to condemn. He comes to heal. He doesn't force his way in. He gently knocks and waits for your yes. Tonight, whisper that yes. Invite him into the places you've closed off, into the memories you've buried, into the silence you've been afraid to break. He's not intimidated by your past, your pain, or your questions. In fact, that's where his presence shines brightest. God already knows what's behind every door in your soul, and still he chooses to stay. He chooses to enter. He chooses to restore. Let him sweep away the bitterness that's gathered like dust. Let him remove the cobwebs of shame, of guilt, of doubt. Let your heart become his resting place, clean, not because you made it perfect, but because you made it available. Surrender is not about weakness, it's about intimacy. You don't have to pretend in his presence. You don't have to be strong, you just have to be open. Tonight, pray boldly, God, come into every place I've tried to hide. Come into the anger I've pushed down, the regret I've ignored, the loneliness I've masked with distraction. I surrender it all to you. And in that surrender, peace begins to rise. The kind of peace that doesn't make sense but feels like home. The kind that wraps around your soul and whispers, you're safe here. Because you are. In his love, you are safe. In his mercy, you are whole. In his hands, you are known and still chosen. So don't hold back. Give him access. Give him all of you, not just the good, but the grieving. Not just the polished, but the broken. Let this be the night you finally stop hiding and start healing. Let this be your beginning. As this night draws to a close, let your soul exhale in the safety of God's embrace. He is your shepherd, the one who leads you beside still waters. He is your rock, unmoved by the storms that shook your day. He is your refuge, a place of safety when the world feels too loud. And yes, he is your song, even in the silence, giving you a melody when words run out. You don't need everything to be perfect to worship him. You don't need every question answered or every wound healed, because worship isn't a reaction to circumstances, it's a declaration of truth. Tonight, you declare, God, you are good, you are faithful, you are near. You don't say it because everything feels right. You say it because you know he is still worthy, even when life is not easy. And that kind of praise, it moves heaven. So lay it all down now, every fear that kept you awake, every failure that haunted your thoughts, every intrusive voice that tried to steal your peace. Let it fall like leaves at the feet of the one who holds tomorrow. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to trust the one who already has. Trust is the bridge between today's exhaustion and tomorrow's renewal. He's already in your next morning, already lining up provision, already writing mercy into the moments you haven't yet lived. You can rest not because the world is calm, but because your God is constant. He is already working on your behalf while you sleep. Close your eyes tonight with confidence, not in yourself, but in your Savior. He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not alone. You are held, carried, and deeply loved tonight and always. So before you drift into sleep, let these final words echo in your spirit. God, I trust you. I surrender all. I rest in you. And as you sleep, may heaven sing over you. May angels stand guard beside you. And may your heart wake refreshed in the arms of a faithful God. Before we say goodnight, take one more breath with me. Let it be deep, peaceful, and filled with trust. Because as your head rests on that pillow tonight, know this: God is already in your tomorrow. He's already gone ahead of you. He's already aligning the answers, preparing the provision, sending the help you'll need before you even ask. There is nothing ahead of you that will surprise him. He's already made a way. You don't have to wake up with a plan to fix everything. You just have to wake up with faith. And tonight's prayer, it's not the end, it's a seed. A seed of peace planted in your soul. A seed of trust rooted in God's promises. And like all seeds, it will grow when you water it with belief and surrender. Let tonight's stillness prepare you for tomorrow's strength. If this prayer touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Someone you know needs peace too. Someone needs to be reminded that they are not alone. So, share it. Let this be your act of compassion tonight. Forward it to a friend. Post it to your feed. Be the reason someone else finds hope in the quiet hours. Your simple act could be someone's answered prayer. And if this prayer stirred something in you, say it. Declare it in the comments below. Write, God, I trust you, or thank you for your peace. Let your words become a testimony. You never know who needs to read your faith to find their own again. Your voice matters more than you realize. Now, as we close, I speak this blessing over you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you and give you rest. May angels stand guard over your sleep. May your dreams be filled with clarity and courage. And may you rise tomorrow with renewed strength, fresh perspective, and deep assurance that you are loved, you are chosen, and you are held by a faithful God. Sleep in peace tonight. You are not alone. You are in the presence of the one who never sleeps and never stops loving you.